everyone, welcome to yet another broadcast done by DotaCommentaries.com. This is game number 2 of Navi versus M5 for the Premier League Season 2, Week number 1. Navi did take game number 1 as you expect, or as I expected. The bans are coming out. Queen of Pain, Lone Druid ban. Lone Druid, by the way, won a game from the last game. Actually, when you were talking about how the Navi were picking up very quote-unquote greedy hero in terms of needing a lot of EXP, but they really compensate in terms of having their playstyle and the correct item choices. The item choices were not greedy at all. In fact, all the item choices were very much geared towards the early game. We saw double force stab, which countered a Riggy very hard. We saw a Vlad's, and because all these items set, and of course Shadow Blade plus crits, Crystallis, very high DPS item output early game. A lot of people were trying to get survivability items, but if you get one Crystallis or triple Crystallis, as the end game screen suggested, you're giving a lot of early to mid game DPS, and I think that's why they were really able to compensate for the quote-unquote greedy hero pickups.
Yeah, we are going to see the Darkseer banned again, and I have to agree with you. They played that perfectly, going for those very cheap support items. I mean, even the Syllabear got, some early items. He didn't try to rush a a Radiance or anything too aggressive. We didn't see any Hand of Midas on the Furion or the Syllabear. Not that those are particularly common in pro games, but definitely nothing greedy at all. We're going to see Chen and Leshrac immediate first pick, so I want to say Navi tipping their hand immediately that they want to go for push. Also, Leshrac, good anti-push. If you want to go for lightning. So a nice way to deal with the Prophet. And we are going to see that patented Puppy Chen. Yep,
one of the things that we saw the Navi team did against the pushing strat was to use Prophet to TP and melee support. Let's see if M5 is going to take a page out of that playbook and do the same thing. The big differences in this case is that having Chen will give you the ability to drive any hero behind the enemy tower, which is going to get Lesh free reign right next to that tower with Diabolic Edict. And you could do this right from level 1. The only Dota hero that could really push as hard as Lesh, well, I'm not sure where I'm going with this. I'm trying to say is the only hero in Dota that could actually push really hard at Dota 1 is Lesh with this Diabolic Edict. 400 damage at level 1. That's pretty insane stuff.
Yeah, he doesn't need the levels to push hard, but of course at the same time, if you get him the levels or the farm, he really benefits from them. Leshrac, one of the, I don't want to say farm dependent, but one of the most useful support heroes to get items on. You can even play him as more of a semi-carry, rush a Bloodstone. Go for quick Arcane Boots and turn that into a Bloodstone. There's a lot of builds you can go for. You can go for a quick BKB, or you can just play him as a hard support. So very flexible in terms of what they want to do with that Leshrac. So in that sense, they're not tipping their hand whether he's going to be more of a carry or more of a support. And I think Navi's going to leave it open how what they want to use it for, depending on how M5 drafts. So they're going to go for a Sand King here, and a Venomancer. Good team fight coming out from M5, and decent anti-push with those Plague Wards. Anti-Mage going to be pick. Oh no, we're going to see that. Are we going to see that Hivost Midas rush into Battle Fury, or are we going to see the opposite Vlad's rush?
No, we're going to see a Vlad's rush from the anti-mage. I'll talk about Hivost's anti-mage and how that's very different from any other anti-mage from any other professional team. Just real fast, back to the M5 squad. I gotta say, seems like M5 is basically just from these 3 picks. They're saying, okay, you could have our early towers. We're going to try to succeed with our mid-game team fight, because all 3 of these heroes so far aren't exactly good. In fact, they're pretty bad early game. Venomancer needs at least level 5 to make those wards actually even a factor in a counter push situation. Sand King Burrow Strike, very poor defensive spell early on because the casting range is so damn low. Sandstorm is decent, but I'm pretty sure if Sandstorm ever gets too annoying, we're gonna see Sentry Ward being dropped down. Broodmother gets picked up here, so yeah, M5 is definitely gonna go for a very strong mid game lineup. Whether they're gonna get there without falling into a big hole, that is the question here.
Yeah, Broodmother, one of these heroes, people think of her as a very strong laning hero, but of course she can be countered if you get some Sentry Wards down, if you get any Chen ganks on her, and Broodmother gets off to a slow start, then she's going to have a horrible time. On the flip side, if she's able to get a good start, I think it's going to come down to where M5 puts her. If they put her on the opposite side of the map from where the Chen is, then they're at least going to buy her a little bit of time to get going. But of course, it's a decent pick versus the Leshrac as well. It's going to help tank up the Edict. So I don't mind the Broodmother pick. I'm just a little bit concerned about it if they're going to get off to a good start. A lot of we talk about this every game, but it's so important. You got to find that right balance of level dependent heroes and heroes that are effective without them. And right now, everyone on M5 pretty level dependent. They have the Prophet who can go into the jungle, but like you said, the Venomancer really needs level 5, ideally level 7 to slow down pushes effectively. So I don't know. They're gonna have a hard time early on. Of course, the decent ganking hero at level 1 with that Venomous scale. So maybe they'll set something up between the Prophet and the Venomancer.
Yeah, also with the Broodmother, you also have the option, which I haven't seen too many European teams take, is to send a jungle into a support and actually jungle with the Broodmother spiraling. We've seen some Asian teams actually, especially with Lion, do that quite a bit, but that's always an option. You could actually, share out the EXP a little bit better in that case. Of course, Prophet can go to jungle naturally or in a solo or any lane. As a support or as a solo. Venomancer, pretty much the same thing, could actually be put as a solo or a support. So a lot of versatility in terms of role here coming from M5, but at the end of the day, all of them requires EXP quite a bit. The Tinker 4th pick here from Navi is a little bit questionable. A little bit, wow, as we see a Bane 5th pick. I'm not sure about this one. I think Bane is a very, very strong way to deal with anti-mage, because sure, sleep is not the most reliable way, because Puppy, if he has a really good micro, so we see Clockwork being picked up. These heroes are just coming by so fast, and they're so weird that I don't even have enough time to talk about it. So let me just zone in on Bane, right? Bane sleep, very, very good against anti-mage, although Chen or any other hero can actually take away the sleep and take it onto themselves, so anti-mage should still get the right click on. Enfeeble, very, very good against anti-mage as well, and as well as Fiend Script. Although the lack of AoE is where I'm really worried about this hero. This hero's very, very good for 20-25 minutes, but once the team fight breaks out, he doesn't have any AoE. So, I don't know. I don't like that hero that much, to be honest.
Yeah, we are going to see like more of a farming Bane here, as he's not going for any support items. So, at least he's going to get the early levels, or the early farm, hopefully get a quick level 6. I mean, I like the hero, but I really like the Clockwork pick. Of course, you not only have the anti-push of the Rocket, I mean, Sand King, Broodmother, really every single Dire hero, as well as Bane, do not want to be trapped in the cogs. I mean, Battery Assault's so effective against Sand King, going to prevent him from using that Epicenter. Very good against Bane, going to disable that ultimate. So I really like this Clockwork pick. Gives them a great hero to help shut down these channeling ultimates in the early fights, and they also gives them a nice anti-push. Question is, the only issue with Clockwork is he's not the best laning hero, especially if he's put into the suicide lane, which he almost always is. Can have some early difficulties getting the levels, getting the farm. He can spam Rocket, but of course that pushes the lane, which is going to make it harder for him to get into EXP range. So we'll have to see how his start is, but I like the hero, at least in theory. I think he's a great counter to a lot of these Dire heroes.
Yeah, I think it's going to be okay. In fact, I think that's exactly what the Radiant wanted. They don't want their top tower to be destroyed as they're pushing the bot tier 1, I assuming. So it's completely fine that they're saying, okay, you know what, our clock's going to be a little bit low in terms of EXP and gold, but as we see, NS destroys a very, very important haste rune. If any one of those heroes got a haste rune, that NS was absolutely dead, but key destruction of the haste by Lesh. But more importantly, yeah, I think he will actually want that lane to be anti-push as he spam Rocket for that small amount of gold. If he pick up any type of EXP, that's going to be good for him as well. We are going to see that Brood on the bot lane here. No Sentry Ward just picked up here. I don't think so for the Radiant squad. But yeah, again, we're going to see a siege unit push here from Puppy. I could guarantee you on that. He's going to jungle a little bit for the early levels, but once he actually feels good enough time to, and of course Puppy, look at his gold. He's got enough to get a sentry, and this is what I talked about. High level support players. They know what's up, and having the ability to go in a sentry ward whenever necessary is key.
Yeah, maybe anticipating his jungle getting warded up early on and denying the M5 trying to deny some of those camps to him. But of course that was not the case, so I don't know how I like that decision to just give that up. You not even attempt to shut down Puppy's jungle. It's already hard enough to play against this Chen when you try. To just not even make the attempt. Questionable at best, I want to say. But, of course, he does have the money, so would have been countered anyway. But even a slight delay would be key here. Broodmother, not a very strong anti-push here. Already taking a ton of damage from Edict. So she's going to be having a hard time, especially once Puppy enters the lane.
Back in the mid lane here, we're going to see a very uncommon matchup here. A Tinker versus a Bane Elemental. Of course, Vigos is playing this one. Seems like Dandy is going to be going for the also standard build, although he could quickly change it up as he take Marching Machine at 4 and 5, but he is leveling up the Heat-Seeking Missile, as this is a little bit more useful once your outside laning stage does do a little bit more damage over time. He's taking the laser for the Mischance here, as we see Chen coming around to set up a gank. The ward is completely scoping out anything, so Puppy, if you want to set up some ganks, you gotta get some Smoke of the CTP going. And it looks like a lot of nukes being traded on the mid lane, but still no fatal damage being done just yet.
Yeah, Dandy maybe expecting the Centaur to show up sooner. Nice work by Puppy, gonna take that sleep off, that nightmare off of him. But meanwhile, we do see SS in the bottom lane being absolutely just brutalized by NS here for lack of better terms. That Edict, of course, does hit invisible units, so as long as you see the Broodmother initially, you can drive him off the lane immediately just by popping Edict and running in the general direction of his likely escape path. We are going to see a Soul Rain here, so nothing surprising, but again, these Spider Lanes are not going to do much to stop the push. Once you hit level 5, maybe level 7, and you get a bunch of them going, then it's a decent anti-push, but against Leshrac, as well as Chen, not going to be the most effective. So Chen doing some pulling in the bottom lane, and of course Anti-Mage getting free farm, already up to 900 gold. Are we going to see that Vlad's, like you talked about? I think in this case with the Chen, as well as the Leshrac, gives you a great 1-2-3 pushing combo. Even though Anti-Mage perhaps not thought of as a pushing hero, would be very effective in this case.
Yeah, earlier I was actually leading up to talking about how Havos's Anti-Mage and the playstyle of Navi Anti-Mage so very different from any other Anti-Mage. Most Anti-Mage, when we see it pick, we assume, farm all day, accomplish nothing for the first, 80% of the game, and then, late game carry, as we see a misstun here from NS. But actually, Havos Anti-Mage joined teamfight so very much so. He has one of the highest kill and assist ratio compared to any other Anti-Mage out there. Gets Vlad, jump into team fights very much so. Gets a Vanguard most of the time as well. So do look towards a very similar playstyle as well. And looks like Navi is getting ready to push the bot lane. Where the hell is Puppy's creep? Is it just helping on the mid lane? It's just
Yeah, he sent a Centaur mid. It did a lot of damage to Vigas, but Vigas did end up getting the XP for it as it died in tower range. So, not sure that was the best choice, but it is giving a little bit more free farm to Dendi. And of course, he's going to be able to pick up another creep. And like you said, one of the best pushing creeps in the Dark Troll Warlord. And I think the push is going to commence as soon as this camp dies. Meanwhile, in the top lane, looks like Light of Heaven might be getting caught out here. Nice Venomous Gale, nice Sprout to follow. Of course, Light of Heaven going to be able to tango out of that. Burrow Strike going to be there to clean it up. PGG, Venomancer getting the first blood. So the stand-in picks up. That's going to be either a quick upgraded Crow, or actually Crow's already upgraded, so he's got Boot Scald here. Meanwhile, sorry I missed that kill on the bottom lane. Broodmother going to be going down. Tower going to drop shortly to follow, so Broodmother not having a good time.
Yeah, they actually led a stun here with the Split Earth and just caught him out. And meanwhile, Anti-Mage doing some big damage considering that he does have level 3 Mana Break. Edict was able to do the full damage. Here comes the push, and Broodmother teleports in. He gets revealed immediately. There's a stun on SS as well, but they're going to drive him back already down to half HP. Edict will be coming off cooldown just right now. And no creeps tanking the tower. We're going to see a tier 2 tower going down immediately. Yes, indeed. 2 Troll Warlords being summoned, or True Skeleton being summoned. And then Broodmother trying to come in position. But again, you got to be careful. Meanwhile, we see another kill going on the top lane here. But the tower is what I'm trying to watch out right now. Tower very, very low. I think they got to back off for now. But still, huge damage being done to this tower so far.
The creeps show up again. I don't even think they have to back off. Will Broodmother get the deny is the only question at this point. Courier coming in for a very deep delivery behind enemy lines. Monobird coming on. Broodmother tower might get denied. No deny. It's all the skeletons get the tower. I gotta say, I hope that SS here is lagging, because that's a huge blunder, as we do see Chen going down. But a bunch of TP scrolls used. Overall, definitely a win for the Radiant. Losing one hero for that tower, completely worth it. Already getting two towers in that bottom lane, and Broodmother does not like to have her lane pushed early on. Gonna make it more dangerous for her now if she wants to push out the bottom lane. She won't have a tower to run back to. Of course, Broodmother pretty hard to kill, but this is gonna make it a little bit easier for Navi.
I don't know, I wanted to disagree. I think that Broodmother actually enjoys having that tower being pushed. That means that she's going to receive no attention in that lane from enemy heroes for about, forever, until Navi decides to actually go for a Rax attempt, which I don't believe is anytime soon. Broodmother could sit in this lane in the comfort of her web all day long. She's going to need some levels to actually level the web to get more going. But, if, let's say, Broodmother decides to push the enemy tower, she could do so.
Sandy getting dove mid lane, 2-man Burrow Strike, very nice Burrow Strike. Epicenter gets cancelled by the Centaur Stomp, but looks like 2 heroes going to be going down for Navi in exchange for Sand King. Not a good trade for Navi here. The Bane ultimate was used. Pops an Invisivern, probably going to be looking to go on NS. At the very least, this tower in a little bit of trouble here. Will they be continuing to push is the question. Treant Trance on cooldown, so they might not even be able to get a tower out of this. Kind of surprising, as Navi is respawning. Pretty low level, going to be respawning quickly, and most likely able to defend that tower.
Thank you for shouting that one out, because I was totally not looking that mid as we were talking about the bot lane. But yeah, a couple of teleportations coming back in the mid lane. Looks like they're going to set something up. The Centaur leading the charge, trying to get a stun off. Not quick enough to actually catch up. Dendi actually went down in that engagement, which was pretty key. I think he was very close to 1,000 gold, now back down to 600, and that's going to shut down his early game.
Don't want to interrupt you, Luminous, but we do have 2 smoke tiers coming in for Anti-Mage. Will they be able to catch him? Nice burrow strike to initiate. Anti-Mage immediately going down. This will be a tower. Broodmother going to be working nicely with that Prophet. Prophet's still not level 6 though. They definitely want that ultimate to help counter the corresponding Radiant push in the middle lane. Leshrac going to be absolutely destroying that tower. It looks like he's maxing Edict. He did get 2 points in Split Earth, 1 point of Lightning. So going to be going for a more push-oriented build, which obviously makes sense in this game. Oh, such a nice play by Puppey, constantly disabling that Nightmare. So Chen turning out to be a pretty decent way to counter it. Even though Nightmare can be one of the most annoying disables in the game, not going to be very effective as long as Chen's there with the creep.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant earlier on. Like, the Bane sleep is, in theory, very nice, but in the proper micro of Puppey, it's not going to be that effective. And going back to the bot lane, this is kind of what I mean about Brood doesn't really care about his lane being pushed. When the lane's being pushed like this with 2 tower down, you're not going to put, you know, more than 1 hero in that position. All you're going to put is a farming hero like an anti-mage. And he's not that hard to gank if you have enough nukes. And once you gank him off, it's an immediate tower push, which is exactly what we saw from M5. So it's working out pretty decently. Meanwhile, we have Finn script here on Vamp. Will it be enough here? We do have a lot of nuke, and he is going to go down. M5 making a strong mid-game comeback here. Earlier than I expected here. This mid tower is going to go down as well. This push from M5 looking unstoppable. Plague Wards are down, Spiderlings are down here, Sand King threatening the stun here, and Vigos is playing so well on a Bane, getting so many kills. The tower is going to get destroyed here by Venomancer wards, and it seems like the Dire Squad is leading in terms of tower kills. The gold chart is just going crazy right now. Not too sure whether you keep up with the pace of this game.
Yeah, I mean, as the towers go down, the gold advantage for, well, yeah, I guess it's an advantage at this point for M5 as it just switched the other way. That is going to be an even trade now in the bottom lane. 2 towers for 2 towers. PGG sitting on Arcane Boots earn, and he's going to be going for that Blink Dagger. Already getting reasonably close for this early in the game. A farm Sand King is very scary to deal with, especially against a lot of these squishy Radiant heroes. Chen, meanwhile, while Puppey has been doing a great job of microing, he's not been getting the levels. He's only level 4, still no Hand of God, and while it would not completely stop these pushes, it would certainly help. Perhaps more importantly, as we do see... Oh, okay, never mind. Sand King just sitting in the Sandstorm there, nothing too notable. He's not going to have multiple creeps for a little bit, still not even level 5, and that's perhaps the bigger issue, is it makes it a lot harder to stop these pushes.
We've been told that the audio issue might be persisting, so maybe you could take a quick gander at it. Take a quick look at it as I keep my cameras on the game. Tinker level 7, looks like he is going for the Marcher Machine build, which is actually very, very strong once he actually maxes it up. As I talk about Marcher Machine, always a very awkward casting angle. A little bit of harass going on. Havos on the top lane, nothing too deep as we see Anti-Mage going to blink out from the kill. But yeah, the Marcher Machine is going to be a very, very key counter-pushing ability, especially against the heroes such as the Furion and the Broodmother, because those those summons going to get taking massive amount of damage from the Marcher Machine. Looks like we're going to have a fight over the DD rune. Uh-oh. Puppey is slept. And looks like we have immediate sleep being taken and Wrath of Nature being destroyed. As Broodmother doing some nuke. A teleportation comes in from the Prophet, or at least threatening it. Vamp's gonna get sent back, but the ultimate goes right on here. But M5 SS is gonna go down to a rocket. I guess that traded us really well in favor of the Radiant Squad. Trading a Chen for a Broodmother. Navi will take that trade any day.
Yeah, meanwhile, the Sprout did miss on Tinker, so he was able to get away. Unfortunately, Prophet not able to get in range. PGG did stun a hero that was already going to die. Maybe a little bit of misplay. I think they could have gotten Prophet as well. Or not Prophet, Tinker as well. But either way, no big deal. They get the kill. This is going to mean an opportunity to push the tier 1 mid. And of course, they do have the minions to do it. Meanwhile, Broodmother is... Where is Broodmother? Oh, she's back in base. So not going to be pressuring bottom. Vampire taking some damage. Going to be going down, or excuse me, NS. As we're going to see Wet in some trouble here. Light of Heaven, nice hook in, but they're able to get 1 kill. Pushes, will they get any more? Rocket's going to be coming off. It's not going to be enough by itself, though. Sand King going in deep into tower range. Battery Soul is not available as there's not enough mana. Cog's not able to cancel that ultimate, so PGG picks up another kill. It's going to go into Sandstorm just out of tower range. I don't think there's any detection on the Radiant side here. No, I don't believe there is, so he's going to be just fine. And might actually continue, might get another kill in the Clockwork. Finally, Anti-Mage shows up. That's 1 kill for Anti-Mage. Will he be able to get any more is the question. I think a sleep will be all that he needs. Although, of course, Leshrac can always take that sleep off of him. So we'll have to see if Vigas maybe in a little bit of trouble. Has the money for a 4-staff. Probably should buy it now, as it looks like he will be going down momentarily.
Yeah, no more mana for the sleep here. Anti-Mage, one more blink and a couple of block away. He's going to go for the kill. Very, very low. No! Oh, wow. That blade is so damn long. Able to get that kill here. And I guess the Tresh being very helpful in that regard. I was going to call out a couple of blink blocks, but instead he just went for the big damage hits of the break, and that was enough for them to get the kill. Meanwhile, the creep wave conveniently with the siege unit on the top lane here with Edict in position. They could easily go for the tower, and immediate teleportation comes in from the Sanking. Glyph is used to actually block that. Uh-oh, Anti-Mage, are we gonna blink out? PGG misses a Burrow Strike, but casts Sandstorm immediately. Uh-oh, he's gonna be in huge trouble right here, taking massive amount of damage. Very low in terms of HP. Will he be chasing? In fact, they're going to be chasing on Venomancer. Venomancer is going to die to a rocket for sure. One rocket is going to get the kill. Meanwhile, we have Vamp dying under the tower. Another teamfight breaking out. Here comes Light of Heaven. There's a sleep on here. Hook in here on three-man cog. Where is the stuns coming in? No stun here. Output here. They're going to focus on free on very low, but it's going to walk out just fine. Meanwhile, we have a grip here on Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage taking the tower. He's going to be okay as well. Blink out just fine. Meanwhile, we have Dandy doing a lot of nuke spells on cooldown. Light of Heaven's going to get sent back. Yes, he's going to be okay. No deaths. After that three-man cog, crazy stuff happening. This is 7-11, 13 minutes in. M5, believe it or not, is leading. Meanwhile, at bot lane, SS says hello.
Reaching the base now. We're going to be starting to work on the Rex. Of course, Leshrac coming in, the Lightning Max, very smart choice. Or Lightning Max is the second. Actually, he's maxing it over the Edict. I didn't even notice that. So not maxing the Edict. I think a smart choice. There aren't going to be too many more tower pushes. At this point, they're in full defense mode. And of course, Lightning can be more effective in these when you're trying to defend your base against mass minions. Anti-Mage just so hard to kill, though. That Vanguard a fantastic choice. I think actually better than the Vlad. So nice identification that their window to push was about to end. He was going to need to be able to tank up and dive towers.
He always go Vanguard first and then Vlads. That's because his common build. Because the way that he plays the Vanguard Vlads, Anti-Mages blink in and you know, take damage and fight. And you know, not many players nowadays are accustomed to dealing with a Vanguard Anti-Mage. And he's a lot tankier than people imagine. He has very high armor. The damage block is very relevant, and then in combination of spell shield, yeah, he's a tanky machine. Not that you would expect from an Anti-Mage.
Yeah, he's going to be finding Broodmother in his own jungle and trying to drive her off. Going to be grabbing a regen rune. Not too big of a deal, but he'll certainly enjoy the mana. Bane frantically trying to catch Anti-Mage. Not sure that they should be bothering with this. Yeah, he's going to blink away and be fine. But they are denying his farm. One of the nice things about getting those early towers well, not super early, but relatively early towers bottom. For the Broodmothers, it frees her up to farm the enemy jungle. Meanwhile, Dendi in no man's land. No idea what he's doing here. He's going to get Burrow Strike. This is a dead Dendi. Epicenter being blown. Oh my god, is he actually going to live? Oh no, he's not. Okay. Yeah. Brain Sap coming out. So not sure why the Epicenter was dropped there, as it did absolutely nothing. But in the end, they get a kill, and should be up by the next team fight if all goes well.
Judging from Game 1, PGG seems to be not too afraid to drop those ultimates. Some more actually, you know, where he should be holding onto those ultimates. By the way, Broodmother is revealing her position. An entire army is coming in from the Radiant side. There's a Sentry Ward being dropped, and that Broodmother running the wrong way. There's a net and a Split Earth, and SS is going to go down. Wow, SS, I think that was a pretty big mistake if you ask me.
See ya. Meanwhile, Light of Heaven getting caught here. He does have the battery assault on, so nobody going to be able to, or Bane not going to be able to disable him. Bane looking like he might be in trouble. Nice mechanism coming out. Bane not dead yet. He's got the 4-step in 5 seconds. Will he get away? He will not. Nice TP out though, so only one hero dead so far. It looks like we're going to see 2 kills coming out. Navi taking great advantage of this aggression. Actually, it was 3 kills, counting the Broodmother there. So in the end, meanwhile, PGG did pick up his Blink Dagger though. Not the best trade, but hey, they'll have it for the next fight. The Epicenter will be coming back in about a minute or so, and I would expect M5 to get very aggressive at that point. Maybe try and force a fight at Roshan, as the Epicenter is devastating counter initiation if Navi tries to contest it.
Mad shout out to the people that thinks mowing the lawn on Saturday 9 a.m. in the morning is a great idea. Man, good job, guys. But we see Navi actually controlling the mid game right now, 10-12. M5 still leading, but it is stabilizing quite a bit. That Light of Heaven pick, the clock pick, actually a lot of good utility in this game. A cool combo that they can be doing, and I failed to mention out, is, you know, rocket into enemy territory in a very stranglehold situation, and allow Tinker to get sight for those rockets. You know, long range heat seeking, so that's very good as well. Meanwhile, Dendi might be in a little bit of trouble. He's gonna have to TP out immediately. What is he trying to do? Just TP? Yeah, he's gonna do that right now. Oh, he's gonna go down! No, wow.
Oh, that's so close. Oh my god, I'm not sure dropping the march there was the advisable, but he did barely make it out alive, so maybe Dendi doing some quick math hacks there in his head. Puppey is level 7 now. He's got the mechanism. Not sure if you mentioned that, but that's obvious. Well, actually, we saw it in last fight, so I guess it's obvious he had it. But that is going to be a key pickup, though. It's going to help them a lot when, you know, especially for a hero like this Clockwork, who also has a Vanguard and an Urn, looking to dive into the enemy team, going to help him stay alive. Inmate getting caught out here, going to be going down, as we do see. It looks like Radiant might be going to. There's nothing to push bottom, so I guess they're going to back pretty soon. Bane doing a little bit of scouting with illusions here. I want to take a quick look at the Fog of War, sort of see who has the edge. It actually looks like M5 has a lot better map control in terms of vision anyway.
Oh, they find
nice
SS on the top lane here. He is invisible, running out of this webs. Treant's coming out. The hook comes in from Light of Heaven. Where's the cog? Where's the hawk? He's revealed by that troll, and he is going to go down. I gotta say, Puppey's choice of creeps in this case, perfect, because those trolls, not only does it disable, also provides entangle mechanic, which will reveal invisible heroes. PGG channeling his ultimate will come in with a huge epicenter. Will go on Tinker. Tinker's HP dropping very quickly. Here comes Vigos. 4 staffing in, there's a sleep and a kill on Tinker. The fight will continue right now. A buyback from Dendy. Do watch out for him coming back. He is in the middle of team fight. Comes in, dropping off a couple of nukes. Hand of God comes down. Mega comes down. Inmate very low in terms of HP. Battery itself being dropped. He's 1v3 in this situation. Rocket gonna get 1 kill. PGG out of mana at this point. Not gonna be able to chase too much life and trying to bring him out of invisible. Will be able to do so. Right now, PGG is gonna burrow strike to the left. I think VVV is gonna be able to go out as well. He does have 4 staff up. He still has a fin script, so he can actually turn around and go for kill, but too many people on his tail. A big buyback from Tinker, and that was allow what won them the team fight. Light of Heaven will be chasing with the rocket. Here comes Anti-Mage coming in, blinking, trying to get a Mana Void, but unfortunately unable to do so.
Yeah, he's got the Vlads now, so at this point the Radiant push looking extremely scary. You know, I figured the Sand King ultimate might turn the tides, but unfortunately he really only hit the Chen there, and Chen able to buy back and do really everything he needs to do with that Hand of God. So kind of unfortunate. Wait, that was Chen who bought back, right?
Tinker.
Tinker did Chen not go down in that fight? I could have sworn he did.
No, maybe he bought back too, but Tinker was the one that went down.
Guys, just a really quick note. I didn't want to have to do this, but Lumi, your mic is really getting bad quality. Okay. So I don't know if you may recall.
Let's end the call and then try again.
Well, we're back. Hopefully the quality is better, as we do see a little bit of Radiant jungling. They're going to be looking to push this tier 1 tower in the top lane. They got 4 heroes up here. We are going to see Puppey sitting back at base. But of course his creep army is there, and that's his major contribution aside from the Hand of God.
Anti-Mage, if he's found like this, he's gonna take a burrow. No one sees Anti-Mage. They finally burrow strike him. VV not in position. He's gonna blink out just fine. They miss the Q opportunity right there. Meanwhile, the top tower is gonna get destroyed. There's a glyph. They're trying to focus it down. It looks like the tower will be going down. Yes, indeed, it will. Meanwhile, VV's gonna go down.
Nice burrow strike there on the creep. Is he going to be able to get away, though, is the question. Anti-Mage leading the charge here. So tanky at this point. 14 armor, 1100 health. Oh, nice channel and the ultimate for PGG, but unfortunately not able to burrow strike in. Only going to really be damaging Light of Heaven here. Anti-Mage continuing the chase. Wick in a lot of trouble. Sand King going into the Sandstorm here might be able to get away. Is going to blink out, even though the Urn is damaging him. Venomancer going to be doving at the tower. Looks like he's going to be going down, and that's going to be the exchange for a Furion TP away. Tier 2 tower going to be pushed to the top lane. Meanwhile, this is one of the issues with Broodmother. Not really able to contribute at this point, just forced to push the bottom lane. And because those towers are down already, Navi really not too concerned about Broodmother in that lane.
Yeah, we're seeing the effect of this Anti-Mage build really paying off, considering that everyone else on the Navi squad doing a lot of damage. Generally, you could consider Anti-Mage as a quick pick-off hero. He might do a lot of damage. In return, he's very easily brought down, but he's blinking in. He's not doing too much damage with his items, but he's doing so much with Mana Brick, and you know, preventing enemy from casting is so important in that. And he's blinking in, chasing everyone. The Mana Void used earlier was not the best Mana Void, considering that Venomancer's HP was, or Mana was very high, but still eventually got the kill. The Gale is going to slow down Vamp a little bit. Look at Anti-Mage. He just doesn't care. He's tanking everything right now. Probably going to have a troll from Puppey to take the sleep. No? Okay, there you go. It's going to blink out just fine.
Yeah, Puppey did pick up a gem, so that's going to be very effective against the Broodmother and the Sand King. Speaking of Broodmother, still trying to work her way down in this bottom lane, but Tinker, such good anti-push with that March, going to completely shut down any aspirations for Brood, as we do see a nice hook onto PGG. PGG in a lot of trouble. PGG going to go down. This is now looking very bad for M5. M5 going to possibly be losing a couple more heroes here. Will anyone take the sleep off Anti-Mage? Yes, they do. The chase continues. Mechanism is popped. Rockets coming out. self-sprout on Inmate, trying to TP out in the middle of 4 rating here is not going to happen. Nice teamwork from Navi to bring him down, and now this tier 3 tower is in jeopardy. Broodmother actually forced out of that lane bottom. This is not where Broodmother wants to be, especially against the gem. Maybe she didn't notice it. Pops the BKB. Broodmother going to be doing what she can, but nice cogs. Going to be disabling her. I think Broodmother going to go down. Does she have the buyback is the question. No, she doesn't. Probably wouldn't matter anyway without a BKB. Broodmother is useless in this situation. Denny going to be continuing to spam something. Not sure what that was. Actually, just rearming. And the tower going to go down. Now the tier 1 Rex in jeopardy. So Navi really pulling away with this one after what looked like a decent start by M5.
Wow, I mean, M5 definitely had the advantage. They were 2-7 at one point here. Now Anti-Mage blinks in again Enfeeble on him, but that's not where the big of his damage comes in. His damage comes in from Mana Break, so even if Enfeeble's on him, he will still keep on right-clicking you. The range racks will finally survive, but hey, at what cost? They're gonna focus on Anti-Mage, maybe gonna be on Vamp. VVV don't want to force sap up because he is gonna get initiated just like that. He's gonna force sap himself out. Great show here. Venomancer drops an ultimate. Here comes a big epicenter. They might actually win this fight now. PGG is detected by the gem. He is gonna go down. Vamp still somehow alive right now. Venomancer is gonna go down. One more hit. No, he is slept. He is somehow woken up by his teammates. Broodmother doing the job. It looks like we have a blink here for a Venomancer kill. Now gonna focus on Inmate. Inmate trying to juke around, but Anti-Mage, he will be after you. Anti-Mage, couple more hits. He does not have his ultimate just yet. Then he picks up a kill with the laser, and now Anti-Mage still doing so much work with Mana Brick, draining every single point of mana here from the Broodmother. And I gotta say, this Anti-Mage, just look at his score right here. 7-1-5, and not that many creep kills, but come on, that's...
Yeah,
it's such a different way to play the Anti-Mage, and it's so effective.
This is actually something we noticed in our statistical analysis when Navi runs Anti-Mage, and I believe this is Havos.
Yes,
I'm not sure if Smile Face or Sad Face is, but normally Havos does play that Anti-Mage. He has one of the highest team fight participations for an Anti-Mage, which basically is a fancy way of saying that he's involved in more kills than... I mean, even some of their other heroes, like the Windrunner, for example, when Light of Heaven plays it, actually farms more. The Anti-Mage for Navi is always very active in kills, and not really even just in the late game when, of course, he gets fat and is right-clicking everyone, even from a very early stage. So, completed man style picked up as he was sitting on over 5k gold at the end of that push. And one set of racks down at this point, it's looking pretty bleak. I'd almost say it's time to tap out, but for now, M5 going to persevere, try and take it to a game 3. Not sure what they can really do at this point. They don't have any game-breaking late game heroes, and there's no game-breaking item pickups. I mean, BKB on Brood just was not enough in that fight at all.
Invis Hasten Anti-Mage looking for some food, and he does see someone in the enemy jungle with the help of a ward. Inmate about to go down.
Inmate dead. The Manta's picked up here. How did he know? I guess he's trying to TP into the fight that's happening mid. Unfortunately, not going to be joining them. Vampire popping that ultimate. He did go for the Pulse Nova, doing a lot of damage. Not going to hit the BKB here, though. Broodmother going to be fine. Nice two-man cogs. These cogs have been money all game. Anti-Mage coming through the back, cleaning up, going godlike now. Continuing the chase. Pretty sure Venomancer's going to drop here. Yep, Venomancer going to be going down momentarily. Anti-Mage going to be getting a quad kill, and that should be another set of racks. End the game. In fact, GG is called by PGG right now, and I cannot say I blame him. 25 minutes in, I hesitate to look at the gold graph, but since the GG was called, I will, and in fact, it's almost 12,000.
I gotta applaud M5. They kept it very close for a long time, but Navi is just so strong. They did not look weak at any stage of the game aside from that beginning 2-7 against them, but they came back, and it was very well done here from Navi.
Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, I gotta say, this is why you banned that Chen from Puppy. Even though he had a slow start in terms of levels, he got those 2 early towers bottom for the team. He was constantly removing the Nightmare from Anti-Mage and other allied heroes, really mitigating the Bane's effectiveness. And the Bane, like, you know, very important point I think that you mentioned earlier was that Night, as we do see some Dendi fountain camping attempts, gonna actually be going down here. He did pick up a Shiva's rocket coming in, nice hook. We're gonna see Bane going down. At this point, it's just fountain cleanup, so...
Padding them stats?
I mean, yeah, I missed the last case fountain camp, so I apologize for that, but I did catch these at least, as the throne goes down. In the end, score is going to be 30-16 in Navi's favor.
Yep, we're going to be coming at you guys with some endgame analysis just after this, and also a preview of tomorrow's matchup, so don't go anywhere for now. Here's the endgame screen. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Of course, I am Luminous from TheCommenters.com. LD joining me alongside. Of course, we do want to apologize for any technical difficulties. Hopefully, we will not have the similar ones in future, and again, hope you guys enjoyed the cast. Until next time, LD and Luminous signing off to you guys.